Welcome back to another great edition of the Four Corners Sports Show. This time, including video for our YouTube platform. Getting that back up and running, guys. We appreciate your support on that. All our corners are full today. We're coming at you from all angles. How you boys doing?
Good, man. It's good.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Super Bowl's decided.
Yeah.
Sadly, it is.
Ready.
Another NFL edition of the Four Corners Sports Show. Cake's behind the scenes doing his thing. Thanks for that, as always. And, thanks to all of our friends and family. We appreciate every single, support, like, subscribe that you give us, every single view. This is all for you guys, every bit we do. Plus 30,000 views this past 30 days.
30,000, that is
great
wild,
job,
guys.
Yeah,
great job, guys.
awesome.
Thank you very much as well. And, why don't you let them know if they've forgotten how they can get in touch with us here and, show us any feedback where they can get up-to-date information on Four Corners.
Yeah, guys, we got 2 Twitter accounts. We got Four Corners Sports with 2 S's, and then we have Four Corners ATS. You can get us there. We have an Instagram account. We have a Facebook account. We are on Spotify now, guys.
Yes.
We're on SoundCloud as our main provider.
Spotify as well.
We're on iTunes as well. Get on there. Give us some likes, comments. We love to get comments, guys. It helps us out. So
Yes, a lot of different ways to get your Four Corners fix. So really excited for that Spotify to launch, guys. Now, if you don't know, you should know. But if you don't know, it's time to get you into the know. Our goal is to bring you some quality sports content in some fun and engaging ways, and help you enjoy being a fan of your team more, even enjoy the social aspect. As well as watching sports in general more, maybe and spit some knowledge to some fools down the block and don't know really what they're talking about. So, guys, if this is your first time, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
welcome.
You found your new regular sports fix, and for regulars, it's that time. You know what time it is. Wherever you're listening in your AirPods at work, on the drive, just chilling at home. It's that time again. Let's break it down, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's get it. So everyone kind of playing their weekend around football this last weekend. Maybe opened some beers, had some pizza. Let's kind of recap the first game of the day. It was a nail biter. The Saints jumped out to a huge lead to start the game. Rams fought back. Some controversy mixed in there, just made for the perfect NFL game. Seems like that happens every year. But let's kind of start with Cam breakdown. The Saints, 21 rushes, 48 yards. Drew Brees was missing some easy passes. And they still started up 13-0, 13-10 going into the half. What do you think the Saints did wrong in that game, Cam?
Well, the Saints, just like you said, they started off hot. The Rams only had 12 passing yards and 3 rushing yards in the first quarter. Just completely wiped out that offense. They got the lead. I feel like they didn't run the ball and milk the clock off enough. They had the lead going in. They only ran the ball, I think it was 18 times combined or something like that. Why not milk the clock more? Why do you let it even come down to one of those controversial plays late in the game to where, that was just at one of those moments in the game where it's so massively impactful that you either have to call it or you have to explain why you can't call it on anything. Not even a defensive hold, not even an illegal touching, anything. That was just crazy to me.
You want to jump right into that?
Just go ahead if you have to.
It's been on his mind.
Just the fact that you even let it get to that point was just crazy. But the Rams to come back was just, amazing.
The thing I was sitting there laughing when the Saints had that last drive. They were in field goal range. They had to milk the clock a little bit, and they throw on first down. And what? And the Rams had no timeouts.
They just gave them a free time, exactly.
Or they had 2, I think, but they would have had to burn one.
Warning, and then they burned one. But yeah, exactly. It was just weird, terrible play calling there at the end. To
finish the game, at least.
For him in that atmosphere, I felt like he was going to be in total control. Very surprising that he kind of let it go there. And, but the Rams come back after digging themselves in a hole.
The Rams defense looked pretty good. Jared Goff had almost 300 yards. Gurley seemed to disappear other than that one touchdown. What do you think the Rams did right?
There's got to be something wrong with him. There's got to be.
Well, what they did right was they were passing it, man. Jared Goff looked great, guys, out there on the field. 25 for 40. And the crazy thing is both quarterbacks threw 40 passes. Both quarterbacks threw 40. And there was only one incompletion that separated them both. Jared Goff threw 25 for 40. Drew Brees threw 26 for 40. So, that's pretty good. The thing that I was thinking, not really about what the Rams, I guess you could say that what the Rams did good was they came back in the game. I was getting a little worried when it was 13-0. I was like, man, this is going to be a horrible NFC Championship game. The Saints are just going to run all over them, and then they started coming back. And I think what hurt the Saints is they kept going for the field goals. Field goals.
Yeah, like they just couldn't punch it in. They got the interception there early, and then they had to kick a field goal. I was like, they've been dominating, and they're only up
6-0.
Yeah, you know,
6-0.
And then it was 6, and then they're only up by 13.
Didn't capitalize
and touchdown.
That was a big
part. It was like for them completely just dominating, and to only have that much and not being able to punch it in was worrisome. And then of course, you know, Rams just series by series march completely down the field and punch it in.
Yeah.
And then
we did talk about that one bet. What was it? They scored 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Tanner was like one of the ones saying, "No, it happens a lot."
It does.
We were like, "Damn."
Field
goal, touchdown. I was like, man, first quarter, that sucks.
Yeah, and then with the Saints in particular, Mike, we didn't see a whole lot of parity in that game. I mean, Kamara, 11 catches, 96 yards. After that, almost nothing. They had 3 catches for Ted Ginn, 4 for Michael Thomas. Do you attribute that to the Rams' D, or you think the Saints were kind of just missing Ben Watson, just kind of taking what they were getting?
No, I think that's definitely attributed to the Saints themselves. I think this was a game that, you know, over the course of the entire game, I wouldn't even look at the ending moments there. I think they shot themselves in the foot kind of all game long. Early, they couldn't capitalize on short scoring plays. I think the play calling was aggressive when it didn't need to be, and it was conservative when it needed to be aggressive. So I think play calling really had a lot to do with it. I mean, Kamara having reception out of the backfield, that's something we touched on in the prop bets.
It was 44 yards. That was a good kill.
You know, we definitely saw that happening, and you know, I think that attributed to them moving the ball down the field. He needed to look at Michael Thomas more. I do give some credit to the Rams secondary for shutting down the over the top pass. That's something the Saints have really excelled on, and that opens them up a lot more offensively. So I think shutting down.
It was like they were still trying to just go for that big play even when they were up, instead of just hitting like the intermediate routes with him.
They kept trying to get that long
so
play.
It was really weird game plan by them.
Time of possession was about equal. I would say equally these teams play. I mean, their Saints defense played really well. I was surprised at how well they played, especially in the first half. So
yeah, for sure. I think 2 of the bigger storylines in the game was the run game from each side. The Saints, they led the entire first half, up 13-0 at one point, and they didn't have a double-digit carries for either of their star running backs, which granted they weren't getting the yardage, but you have to keep defenses honest if you want to keep moving the ball down the field.
Playoffs.
And then on the other side of the ball, C.J. Anderson, 16 carries to Todd Gurley's 4.
Yeah.
I know we're going to touch on it later in the episode, so I don't want to get too much into that, but I do have to give a shout-out to Greg Zerline. How clutch is that?
I was just going to say.
The Bears are crying at home, wishing they had a kicker like that.
All time.
I got to give it to him. That was a great kick.
Crazy.
Yeah, Cake's really happy over there in the corner being a Rams fan. So.
Right.
All right, moving on to the second game, as little as no one wants to move on to it. 37-31 overtime victory for the Patriots. Another nail biter. I think what they say the first time ever that both championship games have gone overtime.
Yeah.
Yep, first time, and the AFC was the number 2 rated AFC game ever too. Or the 3rd rated?
I don't know. It was like
second,
15. Yep. It was like
53.5 million
in the last
viewers.
20 years.
Yeah.
And that's a steady, so they have to stay. You can jump up and down, but
it was
has
like
to
7 times more viewers than the most watched NBA Finals game.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, guys.
Ridiculous how much this country likes football above every other sport.
That's crazy.
And with this game, we'll start with you, Nolan. A couple stats that just popped out to me. Patrick Mahomes was sacked 4 times for 46 yards. Tom Brady 0 times. He didn't leave the pocket once in that game. Do you think that was kind of something that the Chiefs pass rush missed, or do you think it was kind of game planning by the Patriots? What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, we got rid of Bob Sutton, so I mean, that dude was horrible. You could not go in and fix the issues that you see out there and game script another time in the halftime. It just frustrates me with Bob Sutton. But he's gone. I think they did pressure Brady. They forced him to move a lot. That's why he had those 2 interceptions. Should have been 3. But a stupid mistake by D Ford being offsides on a play that he didn't do anything. He didn't put pressure on Brady at all. And I think they got Brady uncomfortable a lot, which you saw. He had a lot of yardage, but we would have kept him under 300 yards. He would have had 3 picks with 1 touchdown if that last pick stood. It's just, that secondary, man, is not good.
A lot of dominoes not falling in the Chiefs' way towards the end of that game. I mean, they played their asses off. Mahomes was thrown down the field on that last drive. I thought they might drive down and score with 40 seconds. I was like, oh, man.
I was like, come on.
But moving on from that, like Nolan just talked about, Tom Brady, if he throws that third pick on that D Ford offsides, he has under 300 yards, 1 TD and 3 picks, and a loss. Are people talking about maybe his downfall, Cam? What do you think about the way Tom Brady played? And then obviously his great finish in overtime in the end of the fourth quarter.
I mean, if the game would have went out that way, I definitely feel like there would have been a lot more talk. Is this the end to Brady? But the fact that he had the miraculous comeback to just completely march down the field, I feel like that just builds on him more so than it would have hurt him, you know?
I don't think it was a miraculous comeback, though.
No, I'm not saying like a miraculous comeback, but just for him.
A couple miraculous drives.
Yeah, like he converted on 3 straight third down conversions. Like, you know, it was the complete Brady movie that we've all seen before. He's going to do, you know, right when he got the ball back, he was like, oh shit, it's Brady. He's going to just march down the field and do it again.
Kansas City couldn't stop LeBron.
Exactly.
They couldn't stop Edelman in the flats. They could early in the game. They did.
But I think one of the really like underrated keys of this game was New England holding Kansas City to 41 rushing yards. That kind of held Kansas City into the pass mode more, to where they were just kind of in the comeback, just we got to score, we got to score, we got to score. So it wasn't allowing them to kind of open up the offense like they've been used to, and getting like all the reverses and the motions and everything involved.
I was surprised by the pressure they were able to get on Mahomes. Mahomes stood in there and had some great throws. Tyreek Hill, 1 catch for 42 yards. And then on the other side of the ball, Sony Michel, almost 30 carries for over 100 yards. What do you think about the game plan as far as that's concerned, with Tyreek Hill having 1 catch?
Yeah. Game plan wise, I mean, the Chiefs only had 290 yards to begin with versus 524 for the Patriots. So they had 24 in the fourth. I think it was a lot of too little, too late, especially in the first half. They just couldn't get anything going offensively. And I think that's where you get Tyreek Hill going, is in the first half. You open up the playbook, you open up the offense, and that feeds a lot of the other guys who don't get the ball. Mahomes had to rely on Sammy Watkins way too much in that game.
And you guys got to remember, too, they had 3 offensive drives in the first half only. They had 3. So New England came in and they said we are going to take 8 minutes per drive.
44 minutes to 21 minutes time of possession.
New England ran 90 plays.
Yeah,
so
95.
I mean, like, that was the game 45. Plan, to come in and keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands.
Yeah. Yes.
They gave Michelle the ball damn near 30 times. Brady threw a whole bunch.
46 times, yes.
His, exactly like you guys are saying, his were just like the quick throws across the middle of the element. He had those third down conversions.
Belichick.
Gronk. No, he's a mastermind.
No.
It was literally
Belichick must have listened to the Showdown edition of the Four Corners Sports
Show.
Show.
We told him what to do.
Because, not to pat myself on the back, but they followed the game plan that they needed to do to beat Kansas City.
At the same time, though, you had a lot of things fold your way. Just like we'll probably get into the overtime talking, because
3 replays
they would be completely
in a row went against Kansas City.
Yes, and if you gave both sides the opportunity to score in overtime, a touchdown, it's a different story. Or if you have Kansas City get the coin flip, Kansas City's going to win.
No, I definitely think
New England's defense
that's
was gone.
One of the reasons. I think Tanner and I, first of all, congratulations, Pit of Misery winner. On that, you know, I flipped game time on the Patriots, and I went with the Chiefs. And just to show you, I mean, 290 yards, 50 less plays, 20 less minutes time of possession. They had 24 in the fourth, and they were right there.
Still in overtime.
They were right there. Simply New England shutting them down.
They had 350 yards.
Is why.
1 point they had scored
295,
31
30,
points,
and 55.
31 points on 32 plays in the second half. Like,
and
that's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. Nolan, I did have one question for you, given that you've been watching every Chiefs game this year pretty closely. The thing I loved watching the Chiefs do was with that creativity, the end arounds with Tyreek Hill, the little bubble screens that Tyreek Hill. Why do you think that was missing? They didn't. I mean, Damian Williams 10 carries and Mahomes scrambled for 2 carries. other than that, they didn't have one end around. They weren't really throwing the wide receiver screens. They have that creativity that almost makes them unguardable, and they seem to just go so bland with their offense. It might have been because they weren't getting as many plays as they wanted. What do you think that's attributed to?
Oh, well, you have Patrick Mahomes. He's a young quarterback. Look at what happened with the LA game. You had Jared Goff, 2 young quarterbacks. First half, they did not know what was going on. They didn't understand the game. They were nervous. You could tell this game, Kansas City probably would have easily won. Patrick Mahomes had a wide open receiver in the end zone, overthrew Damian Williams. It was like, how do you do that? But you could tell the nerves were getting to him. So, I mean, I think they're understanding, okay, this is our first time any of them have been into the AFC Championship game. So they're going, we've learned here. We understand what it feels like. We understand what the preparation is to make it to the Super Bowl. So I think next year, guys, I'm gonna throw some money down on Kansas City winning just because if they can update that defense, they're going to. But I do got to do a call out to Tom Brady though. After all the crap I give him, all the junk I give that guy, I got to give him props though. Not only is he the GOAT, but he took his time and personally went over to the Kansas City locker room, waited outside the locker room, and had a one-on-one meeting. Nobody will ever know. Nobody will ever know what they talk about, but you can tell Tom Brady knows there's something special with Patrick.
Well, yeah, I think
there's definitely something special. Like, that was one of the coolest games to watch. Just both of those guys go to work and just mastermind, like, the whole game, you know? Like, just how both of them can move down the field. How Mahomes can do those just, like, sidearm passes. It's just crazy. And how Tom Brady just, every time he finds a way to win. It's crazy.
For sure. It seems like every single time he does. And we'll kind of put those 2 games to rest, move on. Super Bowl 53, guys. We do have our matchup. It's the LA Rams versus the New England Patriots.
For the 50th time, the Patriots.
And guys, on upcoming episodes, we're gonna dive really deep into the Super Bowl matchups.
Yes, we are.
Some of the matchups that'll be within the game and the matchup as a whole. Really get in depth about what we're talking about here. To start off the Super Bowl 53 talk, we're just gonna do a little beg and plead. You gotta convince these players. Obviously, all of them watch this podcast and YouTube video.
They better.
Obviously. So you gotta plead to them what you want them to do, what you need them to do for their team to win the game. So I will start just to get it kicked off. Aaron Donald, I know you're watching this. That Rams D-line. Aaron Donald, the Patriots will have to double team either Edelman or Gronk over the middle to keep Tom Brady from throwing over 300 yards, driving down the field like he has every single game this season. You have to get pressure up the middle. You have to move him out of the pocket. The Rams love the 3-man rush with Brockers, Sue, and Donald. And Donald's been a beast this year. He's gonna get his workload this game because they ran the ball 48 times last week against the Chiefs. Donald needs to step up and take that run game away and get pressure on Brady. He has a chance to be the Super Bowl MVP if he can get a couple sacks on Brady, maybe a strip sack or something like that to finish the game. Aaron Donald, you need to step up. Eat your Wheaties.
Step it up.
Eat your Wheaties. Eat your Wheaties. The Rams need you.
Hey,
come Sunday.
Aaron Donald.
Next Sunday. All right, Mike, you got
held
something you
out
want
for
to
a
call
reason.
out?
I do, in fact, and as a Jets fan, I think you know which team I'm looking to call out so something doesn't happen. I'm thinking the same lines along as you. Rams linebackers is who I'm looking at. Not one specifically. I will call one of you out, but not one specifically. Rams linebackers.
They're gonna have to play good this game. James White's gonna eat them alive, dude.
For the love of God, please defend the running back outlets for New England. Oh my gosh. The running back outlets are how this team moves the football down the field. The running backs are the most important part of New England's offense. You stop them with your run defense with Aaron Donald, all right? You let them do the work, okay? Sue, Donald should plug up the middle, force them to throw. You need to defend the running back outlets. You have to. Because guess what? That is going to lead into the flats and the seam routes that Edelman and Gronk are going to be running all game. You shut down the running back outlets, it leads into shutting down the flats and the seams for the Patriots offense. Okay, it's the only way they can move the football down the field. Your rush defense has been horrid recently. Okay? Helping out. Linebackers. For the Rams, who are you playing for? All right, Modesto High?
Hey, that's the school my dad went to. You be careful over there, okay?
Your pass defense helps specifically. Dante Fowler Jr., oh my gosh. What did they give up to get you, really?
That's what the Jags got rid of him. They said, bye-bye.
Yeah, that good.
Adios. Que terrible. All right, that you've been horrible. Dante Fowler Jr., you need to step your game up. Rush defense wise, pass defense wise. Doesn't matter. Defend White and Michelle, Gronk and Edelman. Make Brady throw to Hogan, please, and make him move his feet in the pocket. They will win.
Yeah. If you guys can't tell, we're kind of all hoping the Rams win. We are going to dive deep and get you our actual predictions. Maybe next week, but I mean, we want the Rams. I mean, I don't want to see the Patriots win.
Nobody wants to see the Patriots win except for Patriots fans.
I respect them, but I don't want to see it again.
I agree.
Nolan?
It's an ongoing nightmare for the last 2 decades. Make it end, please.
Make it end.
Sean McVay, Todd Gurley. I'm gonna make a damn book about Find Gurley. Okay, it's gonna be like Find Waldo right now. Okay. Gurley's gone. He's had 23 carries in the last 2 games. This guy was a monster during the season. What is going on over there? If you're going to beat the Patriots, you have to have a run game. You have to have a run game. Okay, get C.J. Anderson running. You have 2 monsters in that backfield. Sean McVay. Get C.J. Anderson going. Get Todd Gurley. The #1 fantasy running back alive! Okay?
Possibly MVP candidate.
Yes!
Possibly get him going.
I don't know about the playoffs with the 23 rushes.
Easy, his weenies, and get off the sideline, get on the bike a little, stretch out them quad. Well, I don't know what was wrong.
He's been riding the bike. He's prepping to do the Tour de France right now, okay?
The stationary Tour de France, it looks like.
All right. Solid. Gurley.
Come on.
Other than that one play, you looked great on it. Just this.
The touchdown where he just magically
does a little spin move and a dive to score.
He's like, oh, this is how we play football again.
Takes the end zone.
He got from -2 yards to 4 total yards on that play.
All right, Cam, let's hear it. Who do you
All
got?
right, I'm going to go with Stephon Gilmore. I'm going to plead with him.
Ew.
Please come up with your all-pro production that you showed last week against Tyreek Hill, and not from the last 3 weeks of the regular season where you completely got destroyed, and shut down either Brandon Cooks or Robert Woods and make them run the ball. If that defense can hold up against the run, I believe the Patriots will win the ball game.
That's what the Saints did so well in the first half. They shut down that Rams
That's
passing
important. McVay will be ready for this game.
He will.
The secondary has to step up.
Those 2 masterminds against each other is going to be so fun to watch.
I hate the Patriots.
Definitely. And then just to finish up here, guys, we're each going to pick a position category on a team, do a full heavy breakdown for our next episode, possibly this weekend, maybe next Wednesday, not sure yet, but we will get that out to you. You need to look at every position, every matchup in this game. So take in all the information you can before you make any predictions, make any bets, talk crap to the guy down the street, whatever you need to do. Get the information you need, and we got it here. I will start. I'm going to break down, because I called out Aaron Donald, the Rams D-line, and what they need to do to win this game. So I will take them, and I will have a full breakdown for our next episode. Mike?
Nice. Yes, Dante Fowler. All right, Rams linebackers. I'll leave you alone for a little bit. Rams defensive backs. It is your turn. I will break.
Mike's coming for you.
Break you guys down position by position. Peters, Talib, the safeties joiner. I am going to break down the secondary. Leave the linebackers be for a little bit.
All right, guys. So I'm going to leave the Rams alone. I'm going to show the Pats how they're going to stop Donald and keep Tom Brady alive. So I'm going the Pats offense, guys.
What a battle we got going.
Yes, we do.
And I'm going to stay with the Pats, guys, and I'm going to go with the defensive backs, how they're going to shut down that passing offense.
It's like we got a little battle going on. Pats against the Rams over here. Dun, dun, dun.
Step up to his all-pro level.
All right,
It's
guys.
going to be fun.
Just to finish up here, Mike, you want to finish with the social media plugs that we got?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are on all 3, guys. Looking to Snapchat shortly, so stay tuned for that. Four Corner Sports for Instagram and Facebook. On Twitter, there's an informational one. Four Corner Sports with 2 S's. There's also the degenerate page at Four Corners ATS.
If you like against the spread or anything, guys, that's a good one to
please
look
check
at.
out our
Look
block
at
of the
tonight,
days.
guys. We had a pretty rough night, but we're finishing strong.
Wait, I'm plugging that. No,
Every day helps.
No, absolutely. We give our lock of the days
ago.
every
We
day,
did.
and we do some side picks behind the scenes. We're looking at different ways to release you those, but locks of the day, please check out for those. And then listening, obviously, SoundCloud, Major, iTunes, or Apple Music, whatever you want to say, Google Podcast, and announcing Spotify. Yes. So a lot of different ways to get your Four Corners fix there. I've almost finished my beer, but in reality, that kind of wraps up another edition of the Four Corners Sports Show, the first Super Bowl I. More to come.
Oh, yeah.
First off, back on YouTube, guys. So looking forward to bringing you more content there. But thank you very much for our overwhelming support, and we look forward to bringing you plenty more awesome, informative, most importantly, original content shortly. In the meantime, here's to you, here's to us, and we'll catch you next time on Four Corners Sports Show, guys.
Have a good one, guys.
Good.
Shotgun.
You stopped it?